The Western Conference matchup as the Los Angeles Lakers come into town in this game. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here along with Greg Anthony and Steve. And we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. For the season series between these two teams, the Jazz came away empty-handed in the last matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, and that was a night where they just didn't seem to be the type of team that we've grown accustomed to seeing. I mean, it was more about them being individuals on the floor than the collective unit.
Everybody has a bad game once in a while, but they need to come together now and show that it was just a one-time thing.
Get to go from beyond the arc. Ibaka's got the first three. Points tonight for the Jazz. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Serge Ibaka, known for his defense since he came into the league. He's still a very capable shot blocker. He has good strength and he can guard those players much bigger than him.
Here's Rondo. Pass to Mbamute. For three. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. And it's Utah's ball. It's a three-point game. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. And the dunk by Mbamute.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
The drive by James. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
The defender gets caught in a bad position. LeBron powerful enough to convert through contact. Let's see what he does at the line.
Hey, Greg, what else is there to say about LeBron? One of the best to ever play the game.
I mean, he's been the face of the league for so long, and he's done a tremendous justice to that title. Has always played with so many expectations and really has met every single one of them. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see a guy like LeBron in the NBA, and he's truly been a generational talent.
Now here's LeBron following the miss by Griffin. Just 4 to shoot. Connaughton. No good with the triple. To the right side. Back to Mbamute. And the three off target.
Yeah, and they're just hitting 20% of their shots. It's a rough start to this game.
And it's time for an injury report. And now David Aldridge has an update for us on Serge Ibaka. What's the news, David?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer of the Jazz gave us some information, and the news is pretty good. It does not look like a severe injury. Of course, the schedule is getting extremely demanding at this time of the season. That injury is only going to make things worse.
Thanks for checking in. DA injuries are always to deal with, but they're just a fact of life in the NBA.
And he'll have a lot of support as he goes through the recovery process. They want him back as soon as possible.
And we know how much better they'll be as a team when he's out of those street clothes and back in uniform. Lacking confidence right now in his offense. He's been shaky all period.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Another miss by Utah. An even 3-on-3 break. Ryan in the post. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Now here's James. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. And that one's good from Connaughton. Steve, we talk a lot about team defense, but who in your mind are some of the best on-ball defenders in the game now?
Kawhi Leonard is fantastic. Avery Bradley, Marcus Smart, Draymond Green does a nice job. Even Klay Thompson, he's asked to guard a whole bunch of different guys. The list goes on and on of guys being able to slide their feet without fouling. It's beautiful to watch.
Utah's shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. Free throw drops for James.
And to think LeBron in high school was recruited by some D1 colleges to play wide receiver. Boy, what a downfield target he would have been.
Bryant, that's for two. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
This is why you like to get him touches. He makes things happen.
Ilyasova hits the bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And stolen by Ilyasova. From past the arc. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. There's a minute 34 left here in the first quarter. On the wing, Bryant. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. And a miss there on the triple.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Do they start to coast, or do they go right for the juggler?
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
It's good.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
And here's Utah. They're on a 20-6 run. Connaughton. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
You can see the frustration. They hold the lead, but he wants to be able to contribute.
And so James will bring it up for Utah. And that one's good from Connaughton. Connaughton's got 8 points.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Timeout called the Lakers.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
"16 seconds left in the first. And it's Bryant at the elbow. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
In terms of drawing fouls, Griffin is one of the best we have in the NBA.
First trip to the line for him here.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like. And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Dominate on the court, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can maintain this level of intensity.
And so it's the Utah Jazz out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for the Jazz, this has been the game they've wanted to have.
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Fun to watch. They give you no time to set up on defense, and we see that reflected in the score.
And for three, Collison nailed from three-point land. Collison's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Utah. Here's Vucevic. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Utah leading by 20. Hey, Smitty, with Serge Ibaka, you can bet when the games matter the most, he's going to be locked in.
Yeah, he can be inconsistent during the regular season, but he has another gear he can shift to in the playoffs, and they need that from him. He gives you intensity on both ends, and he can stretch the floor.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Lakers trail by 20. Here's Wade. Sinks that one from the post. Wade's got his first points in this one.
You know, he's never been one to settle. D-Wade will go right at you.
And it's Lyles in the corner. LeBron outside. 6 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Collison's shot is good.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Wade. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. You often hear great players say, I want to be the leader of this team. But Smitty, is every great player actually cut out? Are they wired enough to be a leader and play that role?
No, not at all. You have some fantastic, phenomenal players talent-wise, but just not their role to be a leader. And then I think when you hear guys say they want to be a leader, 9 times out of 10, that's the guy that's not the leader. Because a leader usually just evolves. But when you start saying you want to be, you're probably not. You're going to lead by example. And then a lot of the guys, obviously, some of the best, they can take it to the vocal part. But you can't ask to be a leader. It just happens.
Needs to happen organically, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. Vucevic down low. The open look here for Sexton. And it's off from three-point range.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Credit the vision of LeBron. Leave even one guy open, he'll find him.
And slam dunk by Vucevic.
You look at that lead pass there. He just has such a great feel for the game.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Well, he has to be careful now. He doesn't want to pick up that third foul this early.
So both teams making some changes here. Wade outside. And Wade slams it in.
He executes that pick and roll as well as anyone in the game. D-Wade is an all-time great.
Utah leading by 18. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, we expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other. Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. Here's Sexton. LeBron with the block.
On the ball, off the ball, LeBron can really protect the rim.
They get it back. And stolen by Jordan. Here's Sexton. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Ball's knocked loose. And the rejection by James. Pass to Connaughton. Three-pointer. And LeBron James. With the three. LeBron's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond. And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And Ibaka slams it in.
And for Serge nowadays, most of his offense comes from beyond the arc or at the rim.
And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Pass to Jordan. Right through the D for the layup. Jordan's got 6 points.
Well, we see right there Jordan using not just his size, but also his explosiveness.
To the wing on the left. Back to Lynn. Shot clock at 6. It's good. Lynn's got his first basket of the night.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
To the middle. Jordan with the bucket. 8 points for him.
His temperature is rising. I mean, it is rising.
And he comes up with the deuce.
And Lynn plays with a real edge. When he's driving inside, he looks determined to beat everyone to the basket.
And so the ball out of bounds. Collison touched it last.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
Here's Bryant. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
This is where Blake does most of his damage. Just get him the rock inside the paint.
Lynn looking it over. Over Rondo. And nothing but hair on that one. And it's the Lakers on the break. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Rondo is a pro in transition. He can flat out get it done.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score.
And so it's the Utah Jazz with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We come back right after this. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Utah leading by 19. Inside, Ajinça. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That's on Andrew Bogut. The Jazz shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. And Smitty, if you had to boil it down to a single play in your career, what was your biggest moment?
Kevin, I'm glad you asked that question. I can also get it out there to everybody in the basketball universe. Game 7, Western Conference Final. Shaq fouled me, and they did not call the foul. Shaq fouled me, Kevin. That play still haunts me. I'm still mad.
Really? After all these years?
Shot's good.
Yes. And he still lets me know that he didn't foul me, but we got to run the tape. He fouled me.
Right.
And for Lynn, missing the season last year, he's just glad to be back. His playmaking and creativity is something that this team needs. As long as he's healthy and playing aggressively, he'll be an effective guard option.
It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Great play calling. The execution, 3 for 3 to start the half.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And with Lynn, he made a point upon returning from injury, saying he will not change how he plays.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, they'll shy away from contact after experiencing a torn patella like Lynn did, but he knows that he is at his best going at defenders and absorbing that contact. He said he'll try and be more aware of how he lands, but has no plans of changing his game.
Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. And it's Vucevic in the corner. No good from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Lynn. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Lynn's got 7 now in this quarter.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on his heels.
That one misses. Great tee that time from Rondo.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Here's Lynn. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
For Utah, they have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%. And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
And, Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, and I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in the season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Inside. Back to Lynn. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Rajon Rondo.
And Lynn has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend. And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Here's Jordan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there.